Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Action, back here talking to you guys about something interesting one of my buddies found. His link is in the description below. Jigsaw, excellent guy, makes great videos. You should really go show him some love. But he's the original founder of this as far as I am aware. And if you look in the top right-hand corner, it looks like we have the next page in the book of this comic book. You know, we get pages of images relating to the map, comic book strips, etc., etc. Sometimes you can see what the next map's loading screen can be, and sometimes you can see the previous ones. In this case, we have 2 pages that are on the right side of the screen. At the top, you can see some sort of blueprint sort of thing, and then as you go down, it looks like there's another page that kind of goes into it, and it fades out so you can't tell which one is in ahead of the other. It looks like the blueprint may be behind the other page that's on the bottom. It can really go either way because of the fade. I can't really make it out that well, but I mean, if I would have to say anything, it looks like the blueprint is behind the other one. I mean, if you look to the top right and just zoom in on that image a little bit, it looks like the page in front of the blueprint is coming up right in front of it where this arrow is pointing. But, that could be just another image on top of that on the same page as we had in Transit. There was a little picture. I'll show like an image on the screen of it, but there was like a picture with like I think a paper clip attached to the page or something along those lines. It could be the same thing like this, and maybe just the this blueprint is hanging off the page a little bit. So it could be just one more map, or maybe even, as I kind of sort of proposed a little like a minute ago, 2 pages, 2 maps is what I'm saying here. So possibly we may have a DLC 4 and a DLC 5. And I have introduced this idea quite a couple of times on my channel. I have told you guys this. Supposedly there was leaked coding about a DLC 5, or it was like coded in a way that it didn't say DLC 5, it said something else, but all the codes put together for DLCs would make sense for a DLC 5 according to whoever found that originally. I don't really believe it because it's really easy to manipulate those sort of things with your browser, and you can just screenshot it and say, oh, this is how I found it, and lots of people will believe you because lots of people are very gullible. But other than that, this is from the actual loading screen. It looks like there are 2 pages, and if there are 2 pages, I can almost guarantee you that there's going to be either a Black Ops 3 or there's going to be another map. And seriously, I mean, it just says that there's going to be a continuation of zombies. Like, I'm just going to go back to this idea. That still can be an image attached to another loading screen page. So don't get me wrong here, I'm just throwing out a lot of assumptions, but it could just be the last page in the comic book, the end of the storyline possibly, and it just has that little image attached to it. But going back to the other idea where there is 2 pages left other than what we're seeing on the screen right here, and obviously I'm talking about the 2 behind it. I have no idea what that blueprint is for. I mean, zooming in on it, it gets really pixelated. You can't really make out if there's... I mean, it looks like there's a word on it, but you can't really make it out. And just going back to some previous ideas that I have talked about, is DLC 5 could just be like their big boom of a map pack for zombies, as they do with every single game. They try to top what they previously did. And think about it, if Treyarch were to do a DLC 5, everyone is expecting it to stop at DLC 4. And, with zombies and, the storyline in zombies, they try to keep it mysterious while you're playing the map. They try to keep the tips and tricks that people will eventually find are very mysterious and interesting, and it keeps the game interesting as well. It keeps it very nice. A lot of people like Buried because I don't think they would say this, but I think the underlying facts would lead to, the Easter eggs that were in it, all the cool things and tricks you could do with Leroy or Billy Jenkins, the tall, lanky motherfucker that everyone talks about. You got ghosts, you got some paranormal elements in there, it's underground, just all of these different things combined together that make zombies, the game mode, just makes it really interesting, and just keeping that interestingness and mysteriousness and unexpectedness and bringing that into the concept of a DLC would be exciting. And what I'm trying to say here is, DLC 5, to the majority of the population of the Call of Duty audience, is not going to expect it. You don't see Allier or Syndicate talking about a DLC 5, or at least from my knowledge, they haven't talked about a DLC 5. A lot of the big commentators haven't been talking about it that have a big audience of Call of Duty fans behind them. And Call of Duty themselves have not said, hey, we're going to have a DLC 5. I just think it would be really cool if they were to just, pretend that DLC 4 would be the last one, and then they had an unexpected release of DLC 5. That would just, blow my mind, and it would be absolutely amazing if they brought back all the old zombie maps, remastered a couple of them at least, and then with one or two new mind-blowing maps, kind of like how they did with Der Riese at the beginning, and then they had Moon, and, obviously with the Moon map pack, they brought back the old maps, remastered them a little bit, added some guns, etc., etc., and if they were to do the same thing and bring it to Black Ops 2, add some guns to the old maps, remaster it a little bit, maybe put a little additive onto the side of the map where you can go where you couldn't go before. I don't know, something like that I think would be really awesome. But getting back on topic here, loading screen, there are definitely two pages there, whether they're on top of each other or whether it's a picture on top of one page. It's kind of hard to say, but I think it's safe to say that it's two separate pages. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Sorry for rambling on as much as I do, but it is what I do. So thank you guys for watching today, and I will see you next time.